once again. On recommence. Allô, oui. So, what a week. What a week so far. It's only halfway through. So, let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Il aura lieu il avait lieu le porte ouverte des ateliers d'artistes de Belleville. And I took part in that. Open doors, artist open doors in the NABE. Something like that. So that was fun. Had some characters stop by. There was this guy who I had passed in the street, so I wasn't super shocked, but he had face tattoos. Who even does that? Henri is his name, and he's an artist as well. He does sort of that comic booky horror slasher genre type artwork, so like lots of skulls and like spatters of blood flying everywhere, like skulls, skeletons riding skateboards, that sort of thing. He did some skateboard designs as well. What else? Well, you get the idea. Eyeballs and so forth. But so he comes in, and another friend of mine was there. I was showing him around my artwork in the atelier. See, it's been so busy lately. I haven't had time to take down my things, and I don't foresee having a moment to do so until the end of this week. So Henri came in, and I was discussing over in this corner with Anthony, my buddy, and we hear this, and this guy with face tattoos, little guy, he's all wizened, like about half the teeth, all the teeth over here seem to be missing. He can suck in his face like that, and he's got glasses. You can look on my Instagram of Instas and you can see him. Oh, and you might notice that I'm all decked out in my bike gear because I just want to get this done before the day is over. It's got to be around 11 by now. So what happened, so he came in, and I think my buddy Anthony was rather shocked, but I had crossed him before in the street, and we both laughed at some funny thing that happened. I can't remember what happened, but we both got a chuckle out of it. So I knew he was the sympathetic. I thought he was a crazy street person or something like that. Oh, Otsiwan, how are you doing? No, Utsi. Hello, bonjour. And so he showed me. I spent most of the time looking at his phone, but he tapped the door with his cane to get in. It's like, who does that? So not only is he a shocking-looking guy, but could you make it any creepier, any more Grim Reaper-esque than to tap the door with your cane? But it was a modern cane. He needs to up his cane game. He needs to get something carved like Gandalf or something like that. And he I asked him, well, what are the? He's got like rune tattoos. Like his whole face is covered with runes. Like, do you remember that one scene in Conan the Barbarian back in the day with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And there's that one scene where they're casting a spell, so they put runes all over, like these little glyphs all over his face, his body. So that is the effect. And I asked him what this was all about, and I noticed he has some jewelry. He has like a big ruby ring right here. You know, it looks I don't know gems that well. I'm wondering if it's real. And he said, the Da Vinci Code, la famille, the family. And so, like, I think he's claiming descent from some mystics, hermetic mystics of eons past or ages past. Anyhow, we didn't get too into it. It was kind of cagey. He just wants to spread the mystery. And the next day he was going for gallbladder tumor surgery, as far as I could understand. And so I hope to see him again. And then there was another guy. Do you remember that character on The American Office? Was his name Crane? He's like a guy who you aren't really sure if in a past life he was a serial killer or something. So this guy came in, his name is Toma, and he did that too. I start telling him my spiel about how I create the artwork and so forth. He's like, everybody talks about their process. I don't want to hear about the process. I want to hear about the meaning. And then he's telling me, I'm showing him some things, and he wasn't too impressed with the rooftops. He's more into the symbology of color. And also he was doing that thing where you play on words. Like, for instance, corbeau is the French word for crow, raven, and inside of corbeau is the word water. And then, I don't know what his point was, but he was telling me the meaning of the color white, the color red, the color black, the color gold. And I actually happened to have a drawing of a corbeau with a white sky and a golden ground and some blue highlights in his feathers. He says, you need to put some red in there. I said, what's he looking at? Anyway, so he was all creepy, and then he was doing some Tai Chi in my atelier. And at one point, I was just fascinated because, I'm given to woo. So I didn't really mind hearing his ideas about the esoteric. Oh, so you might be... And then other than that, I had lots of nice people come by. A couple people are interested in buying things. Give me some sales advice. Should I hound them down, or should I just, be cool? No, I think what the proper approach would be just to say, hello, it was nice to see you the other day, and then see if they want to come in and get something that caught their eye. One of them was a gargoyle drawing. One of these gargoyle drawings. Actually, it was specifically this one. I think is their favorite. And then there's a couple who actually lives in the building, so I was able to say hello to a lot of people who live in the building, which is really nice. And they were interested in getting this one for a friend for her birthday. So a big thing is to go into get a collective gift. So hopefully they're gonna pull the trigger on that. Otherwise, they're gonna feel guilty passing my door every time they have to, and they have to because my door is the last before you leave the apartment. So maybe I'll just leave notes for them on the door or something like that. And you might be wondering why I'm dressed in my biking gear. Or maybe it's my protest gear, hard hat. All I need is a gas mask. I got a gas mask around here. Maybe we should finish the picture. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just got back from rehearsal. Oh, and that's why the guitar is tuned in a strange manner. The entire guitar is tuned to Mi, which is E. I had to calculate that. The guy told me, mi. And so you calculate C is Do. Do, re, mi, fa, so. And instead of saying La, they say Do, re, mi, fa, so, sa, si, do. And
So that means the entire guitar, each string is tuned to G. See how tired I am? That's why also I want to get this done, because I do have to sleep at some point during this week. So listen, have a listen. Kind of cool. So I was at this rehearsal for this event, and that's how we're having these guitars, and it's a sort of an abstract drony piece, but I think it's going to be an experience, whatever the case. It's a private event, and I actually did sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't speak about it, unfortunately. But it's going to be interesting, whatever the case. I'll tell you all about it once it's done, or once I can. And so I just wanted to get this video out of the can before the day is over, because it's got to be around 11 by now. So I got off of work I got home from work, or back to the atelier from work at 5:30 in the a.m. yesterday. Set my alarm, woke up at 1 p.m., so I fell asleep around 7, I think. And so that's a good 6 hours. And then I rushed down to Bastille, had the rehearsal. I had a fitting, too. We're wearing costumes, or, outfits. High fashion stuff. And then we had the rehearsal they gave us a nice little boboon box, some of that Asian noodles and nems, it's called. So with that nice sweet and sour sauce and noodles and mint. And then at 6 o'clock we started rehearsal, and we rehearsed all the way up to 10. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 hours of rehearsal. And then tomorrow I've got to be out at Port St. Cloud, which is about an hour away, however you cut it, by noon 30. And then we're going to rehearse all day, all afternoon, and evening tomorrow as well. And then Wednesday's the performance. So it's kind of fun being on this, varying schedule instead of, it really changes up your day, No day is different. People tend to fall into, habits. And I find that if you change up your obligations, time seems to last longer. And so that might be a good thing. Like, for instance, I can't believe that the Porto Vert is already done. It seems, it was just kind of a blur this time. It was not a blur. Because what I had to do is I worked on the weekends. I worked the first shift, rushed back here, opened the doors, fielded all the visitors until around 7, and then I closed the doors and then rushed back out to work. And so I worked yesterday from about 7:30 until 5:30 in the morning. Good times, but c'est la vie, quoi. Bisous.